And they go, we have another meeting with 17 magazine. And I'm like, this is going to be it. Now they're going to put me in the magazine because I've lost 20 pounds and I'm a little bit older. And I sat in that meeting and then we're like, well, are they going to do it? And they went, yeah, they noticed that you looked better, but they still don't think you're the right fit for the magazine to put you in it. Let's be honest. Traditional healthcare can feel like a hassle, expensive, hard to understand, and not very personal. But We Share is different. It's a community-driven, faith-based health share where people come together to share in each other's medical needs. It's easy to use, cost-effective, and built on values I really believe in. And here's the best part. They're waiving the $149 application fee just for listeners of this show. So take a look. Visit weshare.org/Candace or call 855-230-2523 to get your free quote today. That's 855-230-2523. Life is like a roller coaster, but it's better when we go through it together. Welcome to the Candace Bure podcast. We're here for real conversations about life's challenges, celebrations, and everything in between. Today, Lisa, Whittle, and I are talking about the body wounds that hurt the most and how healing begins. Come join us. Hi, Lisa.
Hi. Here we are again.
Here we are. I'm dreaming of a matcha latte right now.
I am too. I'm with you. I want a vanilla latte with oat milk. I'm ready.
Yeah, I gave up coffee 5 years ago. I mean, I didn't give it up. I just choose not to drink it anymore because it didn't make me feel good.
Yeah.
But I actually don't have caffeine at all, like very little caffeine. But today was a matcha kind of day.
I love
I'm
it.
dreaming of it.
I'm not on the matcha train, but I have been told that I should be. So I'm interested. I'm curious.
Here's the thing. I'm just like, if you like coffee, drink coffee.
Yeah.
If you like matcha, drink matcha. Coffee does not do well. My body does not like coffee.
Yeah.
So I like the taste of it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sit well with me. So I stopped drinking it 5 years ago and you couldn't pay me to even have a sip of it because I don't want my body to feel bad.
Right. Well, why would you go back now? You've already detoxed from it. It's been 5 years. Yeah. And I'm not a fancy coffee person. That might hurt the feelings of some of your listeners. I'm not. I'm really not. I want to be a coffee snob. I do. One of my, I don't do New Year's resolutions, but a couple years ago, I was like, I want to grow something grow herbs. That was something I wanted to do. And I also wanted to learn how to make really, really good coffee. I've never gotten there, but I want to do it.
So what do you have, drip? I mean, do you do drip coffee
I do a
Keurig?
Don't tell it. I'm really, really... I just don't care. I don't care that much. I just want my coffee in the morning. I just want one cup. My husband would say I usually don't even finish it. And it's true. So I'm not a coffee snob. I have a very basic order when I go somewhere. So this latte today is kind of a luxury for me.
Got it.
Because I'm really just a very basic coffee, whatever. But yeah, I don't like hotel coffee. Hotel coffee usually is terrible. If it's a regular, normal hotel coffee, it's terrible. But
I used to drink coffee until 5 years ago. Then I started drinking matcha, which I love matcha. I love it. And I'm more of a purist, so I drink it with hot water only.
Okay.
And people always say matcha tastes like grass. I can see that depending if you have not very good quality matcha, but a high grade matcha, I don't think tastes like grass. I think it's delicious. But then if you have a latte and you put whatever your milk choice is, that to me is very luxurious, which I don't do very often. And I'm going to have one today. Yeah. I'm going to have a matcha latte today. But yeah, I went from drinking a matcha every day to just, I'll maybe have one or two a month.
Yeah.
I just cut a lot of caffeine out and my body feels better for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I was telling you this, I cut at one point, it was 10 years ago. I cut sugar, dairy, and caffeine all at one time.
How were your headaches?
My headaches were terrible at first. Then I got used to it and I felt incredible.
Yeah.
So I might revisit that at some point.
Yeah.
I need to.
Would you say sugar, dairy, and caffeine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, those are the big three.
Yeah, they are.
I know.
So your body adjusts and you're better for it. Honestly, you really are better for it. So at some point now I feel,
I wasn't trying to just talk diets here now. That wasn't my, my point.
I don't even consider that really a diet. I consider that just some of the things in your life you might not need to consume in your body. So I'm not saying I'm doing it right now, but I might eventually again.
One day.
Because I felt great.
I think that our lattes have arrived.
Oh, exciting.
Okay, we just had a slight little pause because our lattes came.
Yes.
And then I tried mine and it tasted like it was made with coffee water.
The funny thing is, well, it's kind of funny / sad, is you were building it up so much, so excited, and then you got it and it was like, wah, wah.
Totally. Yeah. I just passed it along. I'm not going to drink mine, but you have yours.
I got mine. So sorry. But
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, today we're going to be talking about another heavy topic.
Right. The segue into.
It's the wounds that hurt, and deeper wounds than just getting a bad matcha latte. Mm-hmm. So the wounds that hurt and how we heal from them.
Yeah. The interesting thing, though, I think, is a lot of times we don't even regard things that have happened to us as maybe wounds or even traumas. I was thinking about when I was in college, freshly 21, and I was having dinner with a friend of mine. And we were parting ways. She got in her car. I got in my car. And I remember that I was driving to the back of the building. Like I had to go around the back of the building to go out. And so I drove my car to the back of the building. And it was like a little incline. And it was right about dusk. So it was still kind of light outside, but also I remember my headlights were on. And as I was driving around the back of the building, I remember seeing a man and his back was to me. He was standing by his car. And when my lights got on to him, he turned around at that moment and he lifted his shirt over his head, dropped his pants, and made a number of lewd gestures with his private parts, in a matter of like 10 seconds. All of this just like happened. I mean, we'd call it flashing, I guess is what you call it. He flashed
That's
me.
like a nice way of saying it.
Right? I mean, I don't even know what it's called. Flashing is what I think it was called. But I remember that all happened in the matter of 10 seconds. My brain is trying to compute what's happening. And I pull out of the parking lot. And I remember thinking, here I am, this young woman. I just witnessed this thing. And I'm like, okay, what do I do? Do I drive to the police station? Where is the police station? Are they going to do anything? By this point, this man's going to be long gone. I can't describe the man because he pulled his t-shirt over his head, right? Yeah. And then I'm like, I've got to go to night class. So what did I do? I drove to night class and I sat there with everybody else and learned the history of modern business or whatever I was learning. Traumatized by what I had just seen. Yeah. And I think for a long time, I never told anybody about it. I wasn't even thinking about it because in my mind, it was just something that happened. And I just sort of, went through whatever my day was, went through the next day, but carried sort of this traumatic experience with me. I never remember telling my mother about it. I never remember maybe I told a roommate about it. Knowing me, I probably just was like, oh my gosh, guess what happened to me? And we laughed about it.
Right.
Because it was just, something weird that had happened. But the thing is, Candace, like, that's traumatic. My eyes, my body, because my eyes are part of my body, took in something that I had never asked for, that I had never wanted, that I didn't know how to process. It was traumatic to me. And I think I never really even thought about that. But what I've thought about since is the fact that so many of us as women have faced traumatic experiences like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just cooked dinner that night, or we've gone to night class, or we've gone to work,
Right.
Maybe it was like lewd comments on the street. I mean, I remember being hired at 16 to go work. It was my first job. I worked at a swimming pool center, and I was surrounded by men constantly. Why did my boss pay me attention and take me as a special employee to go fly in a helicopter to scout out sites? I'm 16, right?
Right.
Why did I get hired at a lumber yard at 18 with all these other young women? And I just thought, oh, that's so cool. I get to work with people my age. I was working in customer service, answering questions about chicken wire. I knew nothing about chicken wire. But now looking back, I'm like, there were a bunch of young women, attractive young women that are working here, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you make these connects, but at the time you just think, oh, I just got a job. That's so cool.
Right.
And we're just holding these things. Not every experience I had in those situations were traumatic, but certainly there were plenty of them.
Yeah.
There were plenty of comments made.
Yeah.
There were plenty of, just gestures. There were plenty of things that happened. And I think women carry these things and they don't even regard them as traumatic experiences. But your eyes are part of your body. Your soul is a part of your body. You take these things in, and it all matters.
Yeah.
I saw something on social media not long ago, and it was a post. It was a reel. It was two men talking, and one of the men asked the other man, he said, when was the last time you felt unsafe in your body when you were just walking down the road? And the guy was like, I don't know. It was, I can't even think of a time. And the other man said, well, I asked my daughter about it, and she said every single day. I feel unsafe every single day. And I thought about that, and I thought, yeah, in some way.
I mean, in a physical sense, I would say the same thing. And I'm alone a lot because I travel alone. I'm at work. When I'm shooting my films, and just physically walking and not having the presence of another person. But I'm a very petite person. So anyone can overpower me. Yeah. I mean, I'll put up a really good fight, but I really will. But I always just feel unsafe, especially if it's dark or things like that, in a physical sense.
And I think we think about that for our daughters too, right? Yeah, I thought about my daughter's really small too. She's really petite, and I'm always thinking, and she would have put up a good fight too. But I'm thinking she's all these miles away from me in college. Not that I could do anything, but I'm thinking to myself, what is going on with her all the time. I'm thinking of her safety constantly.
Right.
Like it's always on my mind. I'm thinking, and I think from an early age, we're always aware our body could be violated.
Yeah.
Like that is a predominant thought for women. My body could be violated at any time.
Yeah.
And even like what happened with me being flashed, that violation, it was a traumatic experience, but it was also a reminder my body is not safe in many situations. And I'm independent like you. I travel all the time as well. And I think even going to college, I literally got in my car, drove 16 hours to go to college by myself. That was before cell phones. I remember driving and getting my own hotel room and getting on a payphone and calling my parents and saying, I'm here halfway, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I was super independent.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like a scaredy cat by any means, but like those things of safety keep coming back. So I think there's that. And I'm sure as people are listening to this, they're thinking of their own body journeys, and they're thinking of their own traumatic experiences and feelings along the way.
I mean, one just came to mind, and I'm, it's kind of weird to share this, but I'm going to share it. Because it wasn't that long ago. I mean, I was still in my 30s. It was, probably 10 years ago, but I'm like a full woman, adult, right?
Right.
And I had lunch with a coworker. No, not an actor. So don't try to start guessing like people that are listening. But someone that just, that I had known from work. And I thought, and normally, let me preface this by saying, like, I normally wouldn't go have, I would not go have dinner with a man that is not my husband or anything like that. But this person was like, hey, I'm in town. You want to grab lunch? Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So we grabbed lunch. And by the end of it, he had had a couple of drinks at lunch. I did not. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not, there wasn't even a thought in my mind. Yeah. And towards the end of it, he was like, hey, what are we doing now? And I was like, I'm going to do errands. Yeah. But that's about it. And he was like, well, let me go with you. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. And I was kind of giggling because I was just like, this is weird. And I didn't even make the connect yet. Mm-hmm. And then it started, he started kind of trying to sweet talk me a little bit. And I was like, okay. And then he put his hand on the back of my head and started stroking my hair. Mm. And it was so creepy. And like the hair on my arms stood up and it felt so awful and violating, even though he wasn't hurting me or anything, but I was just like, you don't have permission to touch me. Yeah. And then he said something that I can't repeat, but it was very lewd and was just implying, come back with me. And these are the things you could do to me. Mm. And it was like, excuse me? And I was so shocked and embarrassed to even hear the words that he said. Mm. I felt shame in that moment, and I giggled at it, and I was like, no, that's so silly, and I really got to go, and I just left. Yeah. And I walked away from that, and I'm like, what in the world just happened, and why do I feel like I need to take a shower? Mm-hmm. It just it came out of nowhere. And then it's like all of the things that I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? Were there signs? Did I mislead? Was there anything that I did to imply that this was not just a friendly business lunch? Right. And then you can just spiral into all of the things. And it was just like, no, this was a man that was trying to take advantage of a situation and blah, blah, blah. But that, I couldn't even speak it out loud to my best friend for a long time. I didn't even want to tell the story because that's how gross I felt from it.
Yes. That's really profound that you shared that, because I think that's what happens when we do have traumatic experiences like that. First of all, I think we struggle to even say anything about it, but then even to label it as trauma, because obviously, and again, I don't come as a therapist, so I just want to be clear on that. Right. But those things are traumatic. Mm-hmm. They are traumatic. Whether that's a clinical trauma, I don't know. I'm not trying to say that it is or isn't, but it is traumatic. Yeah. Yes. To go through these types of things, especially with what we already struggle with in our body for women. We don't come from sort of ground zero with this. Yeah. We come already having these inner dialogues with ourselves. We already come with all of these struggles that we feel. Mm-hmm. We already feel guilty enough about all manner of whatever. Plus we might come with baggage of, thoughts of purity and thoughts of, whatever, all manner of whatever. And so then to go into this situation, like you were just talking about, the prevailing thought is just exactly what you said, which was, what did I do here Where did I go wrong?
Yeah.
So there is sort of this body shame that comes over you in that moment.
Yeah.
And I mean, even when I went through that when I was a young 20-something and I went through that where I was flashed, there was even the thought that I had was, did I do something here?
Yeah.
Should I have gone a different direction in the parking lot?
Right.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with anything I did. This was this man's sickness. It was his illness, not mine. But I think that is where we go to. And so we really don't even want to talk about the traumas and the number of things like that have happened to us. We often just don't even regard. And so I think it's really important that, first of all, this is not a measurement of like, how traumatic was your experience? This is not the trauma Olympics.
Yeah,
right.
Please, because obviously I know there's a lot more trauma than what I just shared with you that are even much more horrific. You know? Yes, absolutely.
Right, because there are many, many things that are far deeper and all those things, but we're not in comparing those. But I think the important thing at play here is whatever has happened that you have seen, experienced, gone through that might have been traumatic for you. That's something that's really important to bring to light, to bring into the light so that God can heal that. And I also want to say, and this is on a lower scale, but even comments, even criticisms that we've had in our body, those things stick with us as traumatic things.
Of course they do. Yes. I mean, I could just tell you so many of them.
Right.
Because those are also the things that you remember so much because they hurt so badly. I think I've shared this before too, but like when I was, I think 16, I was maybe the first time was 15, and I am on Full House. I went to 17 magazine in New York. But I was an actress. I'm on a hit show. So my publicist with my mom, we go there trying to see like, oh, maybe they would put me in the magazine, maybe even on the cover. And I sat with the woman who was working there at the time, and they, had the meeting with me. And then we left, and a couple days go by, and we call the publicist and we're like, so are they going to do an article or something? And they said, no, they just don't think she's the right fit for the magazine. She doesn't physically look like what we're looking for the magazine, which was the biggest blow to my ego and my heart and my 15-year-old mind that my body, you couldn't even do a piece on me and put a picture of my face on the interior of a magazine because you didn't think I was pretty enough to even be in your magazine. And then I went back like a year later. And if anyone watched Full House, there's like from one season to the next. And I think it was from like either from season 6 to season 7 or something. In the opening credits where the theme song from Full House is playing, I'm riding an exercise bike where it would say my name, because that summer I had lost like, I think almost 20 pounds or 15 to 20 pounds I had lost between the seasons. So I was feeling good. I was feeling better. So I went back, and now I'm 16 or close to 17. And they took me back into New York. We're doing press, and they go, we have another meeting with 17 magazine. And I'm like, this is going to be it. Now they're going to put me in the magazine because I've lost 20 pounds and I'm a little bit older and I look good. I feel good. And I sat in that meeting, and we went back, and then we called and we're like, well, are they going to do it? And they went, yeah, they noticed that you looked better. But they still don't think you're the right fit for the magazine to put you in it.
Wow.
And it's like, I mean, that shapes you.
It does.
That shapes you.
Yes.
things like that. But like, I'm 49 years old and I'm still talking about it.
You're still talking about it.
Because it hurt.
Yes.
It hurt so badly.
Yes. And I mean, your story represents thousands of stories. Thousands, Candace.
I know.
I mean, I remember one time I had a friend who told me, she said, oh, Lisa, we were going to go to the lake, and she was telling me, she said, I'm really excited to go to the lake with you. And I said, oh, I can't wait. We're going to have so much fun. And she said, yeah. She said, I'm always going to the lake with friends that are skinnier than me. And she said, I'm really excited to go with you because I'll feel better. I'll feel okay. And it was almost like as soon as she said that, she wanted to reel it back in.
Yeah, she realized what she was saying.
What she said. And of course, then she went into the whole thing of like, just because like we're kind of the same size and I'll feel better and all this, but the words were already out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, it's just like I was talking to you in another show about how we're always scanning the room to see if we are the biggest or the thinnest in every room. As long as I'm not the biggest, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But boy, if I'm the biggest in every room, it's a problem.
Totally. And I will say the same thing, because even as we're sharing, and I just told my story about 17, I will have way more people, and this has been my whole life, to say, but don't you realize, like, we were so happy that you were DJ Tanner and you were the same size as me, or that you had cheeks, or you just, weren't stick thin, because I felt like, oh, there's someone on TV that looks like me.
Right.
And so I hear that all of the time. And while as an adult, I am very grateful. I'm like, yeah, Lord, thank you for that. But there's still that part of me that it doesn't hurt any less that it's like a backhanded compliment.
It is.
And I hear it all the time. And
yes.
it still to this day, they go, everyone does, like, you're so tiny in person. Mm-hmm. You just seem so much bigger on TV. And you just those cheeks and those this and the that. And I know that so many people mean it so loving and nice, but I'm like, but it still just hits in a place that doesn't always feel good. I mean, now as a grown woman, I do take that differently, but it's like growing up my entire life, you want to hear the compliment in which they mean it by, but it just, the words were already said and you don't feel good. I don't know about you, but I love to colorfully mark up my Bible, and Mr. Pen is the company dedicated to creating pens and highlighters specifically to be used in your Bible. How cute is this? The ink doesn't bleed through the page, and there are so many color palettes to choose from, paired with their other products like transparent sticky tape, sticky notes and tabs, and washi tape. And you can create the perfect combinations to make studying scripture an even more meaningful experience. With over 1 million 5-star reviews on Amazon, they are the most popular Bible highlighters and pens on the market. That's why I use them. Whether you're looking to deepen your faith through study and reflection, or simply need a reliable pen for taking notes during a sermon, Mr. Pen has you covered. To get 10% off your first Mr. Pen order, go to CandacePens.com. Join me in diving into the Word in 2025. Go to CandacePens.com to get 10% off your Mr. Pen order. Grand Canyon University, a private Christian university in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, believes that we're endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. GCU equips you to serve others in ways that promote human flourishing and create a ripple effect of transformation for generations to come. Proverbs 11:25 says, "Whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered." By honoring your career calling, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. Whether your pursuit involves a bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree, GCU's online, on-campus, and hybrid learning environments are designed to help you achieve your unique academic, personal, and professional goals. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu. Hey friends, Candace here. I hope you know how important it is to me to make my home feel like a sanctuary, and Cozy Earth helps me do just that. From the moment I slipped into their buttery, soft pajamas, guys, they are the best, and then I snuggled into their breathable sheets, I was totally hooked. It honestly changed how I unwind at night because I sleep cooler, more comfortably, and I wake up feeling truly rested. And they're just so cute. But let me tell you, the luxury, it's really real. It's like wrapping yourself up in a cloud. The ultimate ingredient for luxurious sleep is softness, and Cozy Earth uses only the best fabrics and textiles to enhance that. Cozy Earth is giving you a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty on all bedding products. That's how confident they are, and you're gonna love them as much as I do. So treat yourself and use the code CCB for 40% off best-selling sheets, pajamas, and more. Trust me, you won't regret it. Sanctuary awaits at Cozy Earth.
I have people that say to me all the time, I'm so grateful for a Bible teacher that is a normal weight. I have people that say this to me, or I am so grateful for a Bible teacher who is not super thin because I can really relate to you. So it's the same kind of thing.
Totally.
Although you've had it for so many more years because you've been a public presence and on TV. And so I can't even imagine just how that has felt for you. But it is one of those things where you think to yourself, I know this person means that in the most gracious of ways. But I think the way I feel about this is I really want us to get away from commenting a lot about people's bodies in general.
Agreed.
I actually have I'm a little dogmatic about this. So forgive me if I get off on a little bit of a rant. But I don't really like complimenting other people's bodies in general. And I went to this some years ago, actually, before I even studied whole body theology. I thought there's something innately wrong about this, because what happens is when we get into a lot of compliments, even if somebody doesn't appear to be struggling with it, even if they have lost a lot of weight, say, and we say, oh, you look so great. And we notice it. There's something that hits inside of our brain. Yep. It's almost like a dopamine hit, right? Where we hear that compliment and we're like, oh, see, I did need to lose weight. Oh, see, I wasn't okay the way I was. Yeah. Oh, see, I do look better this way. And we get into this real toxic situation where we are looking to get those compliments, and we need more and more of them. We need more and more hits. And so I really resist that. I really don't like that. I feel like, first of all, our outward appearance should be the least interesting thing about us, honestly. Yeah. Women are smart. We are capable. We are incredibly intuitive. We have so much going for us. And all we can do is say, girl, you are hot, or you're beautiful. Now, look, I will say this. I love my girlfriends. So I'll be like, girl, you're hot. Sometimes we'll do that. I am not legalistic about this. Right. I'm really not. And I get that sometimes we need a comment to say, you look beautiful, and so that's fine. Yeah. I might do that with you, but I think we need to be careful. I really, really, truly do, especially if someone has lost weight. Especially if we're commenting on someone fluctuating in their weight. I just think that's really dangerous, because I know when I was at the height of my eating disorder, when people would comment on my weight, that was just like music to my ears. Keep telling me I look really good. I look really thin. Yeah. It's toxic. Totally.
It's so toxic. And, all the things that you said, I'm like, yes. And I'm super guilty of doing all of those things. I have my little group of friends that we know, that we joke in a way that we absolutely shouldn't, because we're like, but we know that we're not like healthy about it all the time. So it's a little bit of a joke.
Should I push you right now or not?
Girl, you look so good. You lost whatever. Yeah. And and it's like the dopamine hit, but we do it. It's like for fun. But it does, it feels good. And yet those are like close people in my life where we have fun with it. But for the most part, it's true. Like I don't always like receiving the compliment from people I don't know well, or, I remember I was at work, and again, I was actually going through a harder time. I was just having trouble with our marriage, and we were just going through some things, and I lost probably 6 or 7 pounds, but that's a lot of weight on me. And I came back the next season when we were doing Fuller House, and everyone was like, "Oh, you look amazing. You look amazing. Oh my gosh, what did you do? What are you doing? How did you lose the weight?" Well, the thing was, I actually wasn't trying to lose weight. Mm-hmm. I was just going through rough stuff, and I was depressed, and just I lost my appetite because I was so stressed out. So then when I'm getting compliments on losing weight, and it's probably like the one time in my life where it did not feel like a compliment. Yeah. And then they're like, "What are you eating? What are you doing? How are you working out?" And I'm just like, "Shut up." Yeah. Shut up. Cause you're actually not making me feel good. And, with people, and especially you were saying like fluctuating weight and all of that, like I've been on those journeys with my friends, and it's just like, we got to figure out, because I love complimenting, but it doesn't have to be about the body. It just, but can we compliment your clothing? Can we compliment something like else that just doesn't have to do with your weight, or like your haircut, or because I do like complimenting the physical, but I don't always want it. I don't want it to be about the weight. And I don't like thinking that people don't think they're beautiful at whatever weight they're at. Right.
Yeah. And I mean, this is hard for me. I'm just being honest. This is really hard for me because I also like complimenting. I also like compliments. Yeah. I want you to tell me I look beautiful.
Words of affirmation it's my love language.
Right. So now everyone who sees me, they're going to be like, "You look cool." They're not going to want to compliment me. Yeah. So, I get it. And I really do want it and all of those things. But we've got to get to the core of this, though. Yeah. Remember, we're talking about wanting freedom. We're talking about being exhausted. We're talking about all the things. This is the reality of what we're living, Candace. And we have to say, okay, do I want compliments more than I want to be free? Like all of these kinds of things. Like we've gotten compliments all of our life. Every time we've lost 20 pounds, we've gotten compliments. And at the end of the day, that constant desire to be fed those kinds of things that make us feel good for a few moments, it's not led us to the body freedom that we want. Mm-hmm. And so this is not about legalism, because there's two extremes. Mm-hmm. There's this idea of liberalism and legalism. Mm-hmm. And so both are extremes, and both are taking it too far. So you can be very liberal with the way that you do things, very legalistic with the way you do things. And so you get into the idea of everything is permissible, where it talks about Paul in the scriptures, but not everything is profitable.
Okay.
Right. So not everything
beneficial.
Right. Yeah. Not everything is beneficial, profitable, whatever, in whatever translation you're looking at. So the reality is that especially if you've got someone in your life that has struggled with an eating disorder, that they're someone who has thrived off of believing that they were what they looked like, then it's really important to break from just constantly commenting on what they look like on the outside. And I think that's really important.
So how can we be a better friend? Mm-hmm. And how do we help people learn that kind of behavior? Because I feel like that's one place where social media, I wish you weren't allowed to say those things. Right. When people are like, "You've lost too much weight. You need to eat a sandwich. What have you, looks like someone just said like, time for wrinkle cream." And I'm just like, shut up. Yeah. Be quiet. It's so, but how do we be a better friend? And how do we teach people that we might not be super close to, hey, it actually like doesn't benefit for those types of comments?
Yeah. I mean, I think that it is getting into a different habit. It really is. We don't have to overcomplicate this.
Yeah.
I don't want to objectify you as a woman. I really don't. And I know that we might think, oh, Lisa, that's a little silly. But really, if you think about what we're doing in a way, it really is that. We are so much more. We are body and soul. Yeah. We are a whole person.
Yeah.
I love that God made you as a gorgeous woman. I look at you and you are beautiful to look at, but there's so much more to Candace. There's so much more to you. And so I really want to hone in on that because I want you to know that to the core of your being. I feel like it is robbing you if I just sit here and go, girl, you got beautiful eyes, you got beautiful hair, you got I love fashion and I love makeup and I love eye color. And I mean, I'm an artist at heart. Like I'm a creative. I am just a sloppy creative. You know, I love I love all of it. But like, I love who God made women to be. So I just know there's a mind in there that's just much more fascinating to me than how beautiful your lips are. You know what I mean? And so it's weird because I feel like God has been working out whole body theology in me in ways that I was way too ignorant to realize for a long time. And I think for a lot of us, that's true. When Shay was little, she was the most gorgeous child. Like her hair was incredible. It's just she had this mane of hair that was wildly curly and just, I mean, gorgeous and hair that I don't have. And she was this teeny tiny little thing with this big mane of hair. And everyone would stop me and they'd say, you need to put her in pageants. Like she would win every single pageant. Yeah. And there was something within me. And I thought she would win all these pageants. Of course, every mother thinks that. But I mean, I was like, I think she probably would. But there was something within me, Candace, that stopped me. And I thought, what if I teach her that's all she is? Right. I'm not shaming anybody that does that. But for me, I just thought, I want her to know that there's more there. And so I think that it's just important that let's not get weirdly legalistic about this. If you want to compliment your girlfriend, that's great. But I think just being careful to not point out like you've lost weight. Your body looks good. You know, all of those things. But just to say, girl, you're beautiful. I love you. I'm so glad you're my friend. Follow it up with affirmations that talk about the whole person that she is and not honing in on weight. Or your body looks good. Compliment your body goals if you want to. If you are telling me you want to get guns, then I might be like, girl, I see that you got those guns you're working towards. That's awesome. But what would hurt me so much is to know that I have fed into something that has robbed life from you. I don't want to do that to you. Yeah. Like, I love you too much. You're my sister. And so I don't want to feed into something that's taken life from you, taken years of your life from you. Yeah. And so I just take that really seriously. Yeah. Now I'm probably just going to still tell you look cute because you're cute. But I just want to talk to you and say, like, I love you. You're a smart woman. You work hard. Yeah. I'm going to lead with that. Yeah. Because you're so multifaceted. And that is a glory mentality. That is all things to the glory of God. I just feel like if Jesus would want me to tell you things, it would be far more about your whole beauty than it would be about
absolutely. I mean,
anything else.
When you just said those and you were just saying it as an example, I mean, it got emotional when anyone speaks to your soul, to your heart. That is so much more powerful and meaningful to me than like, oh, you're so beautiful and you're whatever, all of those.
Yeah. And I mean, if you've ever met somebody that like the glory of the Lord shines through them, all of a sudden, like they are the most gorgeous person in the room. They are. Yeah. You don't care if they're what size they are. No. You don't go like, oh, they're kind of big or or they're too skinny or, they look a certain way or their nose is that. You do not care. You say that woman is gorgeous because the presence of God is oozing out of them. Like I've met people like that. And that is the only person in the room that I want to talk to. Yeah. The only person. And that is the indwelling of the Holy Spirit that you are drawn to in a way that you cannot explain. Candace, I have lived my life wanting to be pretty, wanting to be thin, wanting to be hot, wanting to be noticed. That's not my goal anymore. I want people to see the presence of God in a powerful way where they say, yeah, I want Jesus.
Yeah.
Like I want him. And that's shifted for me.
Yeah.
That's just shifted for me. I've been through traumas in my body. I have seen far too much. I have been exposed to a lot of things. I've had relationships where I was not treated well.
Mm-hmm.
And the one who has saved my soul from that is the one who experienced pain in his body for me. When Jesus died, it's medically known fact that he died of a broken heart, because when the Roman soldier thrust the spear into his side, it burst the pericardium, which was the watery sac where blood and water flowed out of. That is the ultimate intermingling of body and soul, because he was wounded by his friends and the rejection, and he was wounded by his wounds. And so when it talks about by his wounds, we are healed in the book of Isaiah,
mm-hmm.
we are healed from our body traumas, from the wounds that he took on his body for us. Now, if that does not change the way that we are able to heal from all the things we've witnessed, from all of the criticisms, from all of the things that have happened to us in our body, then there's no hope. But if that changes us in some way, then we all have hope for every single traumatic experience that we've had in our entire lives.
Yeah.
And that is what has changed my life.
Amen. I mean, just sit on that, guys. Just like seriously rewind and listen to this all over again. I mean, just what you just said. It's just, I'm in tears. Because it truly is so powerful and it's life-changing, and it's the only place where freedom comes.
The only place. We can talk about body topics. We'll talk about body topics. Let's talk about all of the things. Let's talk about exercise. Let's talk about food. Let's talk about magnesium. Let's talk about being hydrated. But I know that those things have never saved me or helped me move into a place of health. Ultimately, they've made my body healthier. Sure, let's get rest. But there has to be a foundation for all of that, or else we are decorating walls of a house with no foundation.
Yeah.
Sticky notes all over mirrors of affirmations and whatever. But what's the whole picture? That's it.
Yeah.
That's the thing most of us have been missing.
Yeah.
Whole body theology.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go to a listener question.
Yes.
This one is from Eliana. And she asks, what advice would you give young women who are struggling with body positivity, but simultaneously are finding it difficult to stay consistent with a diet and exercise routine, and feel like they're stuck in an endless loop? I mean, it's everything that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of the questions that you guys, thank you so much for writing in, by the way, whether it was through Instagram or at Candace.com, so many of you wrote questions. But I will say that there's been a theme that even though the specifics may be different, the overall theme is very much the same from so many people.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about body positivity in another show, which will be exciting because I think there's a lot to learn about the difference between body positivity and whole body theology, which is not the same thing.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting is a lot of it has to do with motive, because body positivity is anytime culture sort of picks up on something, that may have great elements to it, but it's not the same as something being rooted in the Bible.
Yeah.
And so I like a lot of inspirational messages. I think some of them are great. I think a lot of them are great. But the Bible is different because the Bible is the Word of God, and the Word of God does not return void. It is living and active. So it's different from when it comes from our minds or thoughts, where we might put some great thoughts out there, but falls flat, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is important to note. That we can be encouraged. We can learn great things from experts out there, but we've got to have that theological base. And so I think it's really important.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm
a broken record, but we are going back to the Word, and we're never going to go wrong.
That's the only way it's going to change us.
Right.
Because I'm okay. We gotta save it for the next episode.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Eliana. Maybe I should have just saved your question for the next one. Because I have things to say about body positivity too, and that whole movement. That I don't have as many positive things to say about the body positivity movement.
Agreed.
And some might be, rooted in from bad places, but also but where my shift is that it needs to be rooted in the Word of God and what God says about us, not just oh, I look so good and I'm going to embrace whatever, and I'm just not into it.
No.
So, and we're not saying that this is what you were talking about, but I get it. It's hard. We want to feel good. We have trouble staying consistent with our diet and exercise. This is what your question was about, but wait till the next episode we're talking about?
I think it is.
Or just keep coming back because we're going to address all of these things. And I just want to say thanks for joining us again. We have talked through some heavy stuff today, and if you're looking for more encouragement, grab the free whole body guide at Candace.com, or it's also in the notes. Lisa's Body and Soul Bible Study book also walks through themes from this episode, and I highly suggest that you go grab it and do it along with us. If you have a question about something going on in your life, you can ask that too at Candace.com. Join us next week. Until next time, be grateful all day, every day. Candy Rock Entertainment, all rights reserved.